All right, so the work for today could be found in the current week's channel, right? So we want to go to our Teams page, and we always want to be looking at the most current week, right? Week 6, right? So here, you're right, we see our attendance post where you can mark yourself present to get some extra credit, and then Monday work is right, page 1 of week 6 problems, questions 15 through 20. Right? There's also one Khan Academy practice and one video. So just as a reminder, the week 6 problems is new, right? So for the week 6 problems, we could either find that under assignments, or we could just go to the general tab where it posts all of our problems, and we see here, let me just delete that. We see here it says week 6 problems where we could view it. And we want to see what you guys see. Right, and so we click on it, and we can see the assignment. So week 6 problems, it's only 2 pages, right? Today we're doing 15 through 20. So 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. I updated it, and I got rid of 14 because we should have done that last week. Okay, so we're going to be starting with this problem, 2x squared plus 5x minus 3. And remember that we do these problems the same way that we've been doing it all week, right? These are review problems. Not only did we do them last Friday and Thursday, but we also have worked a lot on these, like using our algebra tiles before we left for distance learning. Right, later on the week, we're going to be doing page 2 on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. So page 1 is all that we are doing today. So we're going to get started with the homework help, right? Like how we do these problems. So utilize this time now to take out a paper and pencil to get started with the week 6 problems. Remember that when you want to turn them in, right, that there is a YouTube video that shows how you could turn in assignments from your phone by taking a photo. All right, so now to get started on the homework help. So first off, we're on page 1. We're working on problem 15, right? Every problem needs our generic rectangle and our diamond. So the first thing, right, is we want to put the first and the last in the corners. 2x squared and minus 3, right? We multiply them together, and then we put that at the top of our diamond. 2x squared times negative 3 is negative 6x squared. Right, and then we always put the middle term down on the bottom, 5x. So now we got to think about all the numbers that multiply to negative 6x squared and add to 5x. Right, all the numbers that multiply to negative 6x squared, right, we could have negative 1x and 6x, 1x and negative 6x, negative 2x and 3x, or 2x and negative 3x. Right, because the only numbers that multiply to 6 are 1 and 6, and 2 and 3. And so now when we add them all up together, 6x and negative 1x gets us 5x. Right? This will give us negative 5x because now the negative is bigger. Negative 2x and 3x gives us 1x. Now since the negative is bigger, this will give us negative 1x. So moving on, now what we gotta do is right, we wanted 5x, so the top one works. So we're going to fill in negative 1x and 6x. Sorry. negative 1x and 6x. And we're also going to fill it in here, right? Negative 1x and 6x. So now we're in the final step, right? So the first thing is using in this top left box, let's find the largest, greatest common factor on both directions, right? Going down, right? They both have an x. The only number that goes into negative 1 and 2 is 1, right? So it's just going to be 1x or x. And here they both have an x, right? And right, 2 goes into 2, and 2 goes into 6. Right, so we have an x and a 2x. So now we drop it down, drop it across. And we have, how many times does 2x fit into 6x? Right, 3 times. And here, x times what is negative 1x? Oops. Yeah, since there's a plus 3, there's a plus 3. And 3 plus what? 3 times what is negative 3? Negative 1. So there's a negative 1 here. And remember, this row has to be negative, right? Because they're both negative. So there we got our answer. Our length and our width, 2x minus 1 and x plus 3. So fill it in there, and we got our answers. So now moving on to the next problem. So the next problem is x squared minus 3x minus 10. So for this problem, right, it's going to just be the same process that we did last time. Right, so in the corners, we put the first and the last, x squared and minus 10. First term, last term. Multiply them together, we get negative 10x squared. We put the middle term in the bottom. Remember, the minus stays with the 3, just like how this minus stays with the 10. So now we're looking for numbers that multiply to negative 10x and add to negative 3. Right? The only two pairs of numbers that multiply to 10 are 10 and 1 and 2 and 5. So it's either negative 1, positive 10, right, which gives us 9x, or 1x and negative 10x, which gives us negative 9x. Negative 2x and 5x, which gives us 3x, or 2x and negative 5x, which gives us negative 3x. Right, we wanted the negative 3x, right? Because this minus stays with that 3. So we could fill it in here, 2x and negative 5x. So we fill it in here, 2x and negative 5x. So now let's find the greatest common factors going in both directions of this top box, right? And going across, they both have an x. Going down, they both have an x, right? There's no number before the x, so there's no like number that we could attach to the greatest common factor. It's just going to be an x and an x, which means we could drop it down and drop it across, down and across. And how many x's go into 2x? Positive 2. So there's a 2x down here. And how many times does 2 go into negative 10? Negative 5 times, right? Because 2 times negative 5 is negative 10. So we could drop a negative 5 here. Right, remember, this row is both negative, so you better have negatives over on this side. So now we got our length and our width, x plus 2, x minus 5. We fill it in over here, and we got our answer. Alright, so now moving on, we are going to do the last problem. So after this problem, you guys will be on your own. Right. So for this one, right, it's kind of a unique situation because it's a minus and a plus. So we'll see how that's going to play out in a second. But we have our generic rectangle and our diamond. So we're going to put the first and the last in the corners. 4x squared, 9x. Multiply them together, we get 36x squared, right? So that's what goes on top. Negative 12x always goes on the bottom. So now we're looking for numbers that multiply to 36x squared and add to negative 12x. So because they have to add to a negative, right, we're just going to make them both negative, right? Because they both have to be the same sign to multiply to a positive, right? But right, if they were both positive, they'd never add to a negative. So we have to make them both negative. So, right, we have 1 and 36, 2 and 18, 3 and 12, 4 and 9, or 6 and 6. Right, so negative 1, negative 36 makes negative 37. Negative 2 and negative 18 makes negative 20. Negative 3 and negative 12 makes negative 15. Negative 4 and negative 9 makes negative 13. And negative 6 and negative 6 makes negative 12, which is what we wanted. One second. Right, so we get negative 6x and negative 6x makes negative 12x, which is what we wanted. So we're going to fill in negative 6x and negative 6x here. And then we're going to get, put in negative 6x and negative 6x here. So now we're going to find the greatest, right? In this top left box, we're going to find the greatest common factor going in both directions. Right, they both got an x. And what number goes into 4 and 6, right? So it has to be smaller than 4, right? 4 doesn't go into 6, so it's not 4. The only numbers that go into 4 are 2 and 1. So, but 2 works, right? 2 goes into 4, and 2 goes into 6. Same in here. 2 goes into 4, and 2 goes into 6. So on both sides, we're going to have 2x. 2x, which makes sense because 2x times 2x is 4x. Okay, so now we drop the 2x's down and across. We gotta think like 2x times what is negative 6x? 2x times negative 3. So there's a negative 3 here. Negative 3 times what is positive 9? Negative 3 times negative 3 is positive 9. So there's a negative 3 going across. Got our length and our width together. And then we fill in our answer, right? 2x minus 3 times 2x minus 3. So now we have the homework help that I was going to help you with. So now remember that you guys just have to do 18, 19, and 20. And then you guys are good to go for today. Also, just as a reminder, I will not be having class tomorrow because I have to go to the vet. But I will be posting a homework help video to help you guys out. And I'll just remember that the homework help videos are always, right, in our current week, underneath a meeting, right? So where it says Monday class, underneath there is where I'm going to post the homework help. The only difference will be tomorrow. So tomorrow, since I'm not going to have a meeting, right, there's only a meeting Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. So tomorrow, I'm just going to post the homework help where I say Tuesday work.